afternoon from wherever you may be watching us from. Welcome again to the 360 SPA Sports Program on THDTV. My name is Ajudrami. If you are joining me for the first time, like I said, today we'll be talking to a very important person in Gambian sports. But before going any further, like we always do here, we want to first appreciate, our followership with the latest development happening on our Facebook page, our Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We want to thank you sincerely, and we believe you are going to continue doing that. Send us your comments. I'll be back after this short break.
Hamare mekani babanga ba sika di madena dela di mako hel nambote o ay ken lenki THD online TV follow us no hoga babanga munda namunda na THD online TV follow your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, your YouTube. Kadaga hani follow THD online TV o era nkone soni ngenya honi kodi khasiga di mama ne ganya.
Welcome back to the 360 SPA Sports Program on THDTV. Like I said before the break, we have a big, fish in Gambian sports today. No other than the president of the Gambia Football Federation, Lamin Kaba Bajo. Without much ado, we have a lot to talk about, But first, let me welcome him to the studio. Mr. Bajo, it's a pleasure once again. I still recall you as the second guest in this studio when we start this sports program. So it's always a pleasure talking to you on this program.
Thank you, Haji, very much. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity after nearly 2 years since I visited here. So thank you for the opportunity.
We'll be talking about a range of topics on football, Gambian football per se. But I must first begin by congratulating you for the completion of yet another successful domestic league with Real de Banjul crown as main league winner, and greater tomorrow as the FF Cup champions, while Berewuleng scored both the league and double in the women's competition. And what is your assessment of this year domestic league competition, both male and female, especially when you have Sibano, from Fonyi coming into the National League Division 2?
Thank you very much, Haji. Thank you, viewers. I think as we thank God, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, as we progress, every year we say this year is better than last year. So same goes for the 2024-25 league season, whereby all indications it was a very, very successful season in terms of the competition, which is very important. In terms of the organization, less problems in all aspects, and also in terms of the exposure and the popularization of the league from the first division to the regional third divisions, both male and female. We all recall the final days of the league at all levels were all very, very, very tight, highly contested. And that shows the development we've registered in our league. The standard of the competition has really rose up very high, and the players' quality in terms of playing and the coaches, you could name the referees, the performance has always been impressive year after year. So it has, by and large, it has been a very successful league season, very highly competitive, and also very rewarding to the clubs. Haji, we could remember, a week will go by, you didn't see from the social media a player or two moving out of this country to go professional. I don't have the record, but I can tell you freely that we have particular clubs here that have we are able to sell or loan more than 10 players during the season outside. And this is a big development in terms of football, in terms of the socio-economic development of the country, in terms of improving the livelihood of the players and their families. So this is very important. We pride ourselves for being associated with this monumental achievement.
Berewuleng just finished, with the bronze medal at their first, interclub competition under the WAFU A, and so to speak, they have already, surpassed the expectation from the, many stakeholders going there for the first time. And it really indicates your executive's position on women's football. Having such, a feat by Berewulen as league and, cup winners, what exactly is working, for women football under your leadership?
Yeah, I think we already have a strategic plan that is in place, and then it's almost running out. There's a new one that's been developed. Maybe in a couple of weeks it will be out. We really task ourselves to give priority to women's football. We know the gap has ever been wide, not only in Gambia, even the most advanced countries. There's nowhere where women's football and men's football are at par. That's nature. That's natural. That's the nature of our societies, even in advanced countries. But we also really we give a lot of focus to it. We're trying to give them as much as possible, so that in some instances even give them some priorities over the men, so that we can lift them a little bit. And then the development, the grassroots football, the school football, we've already seen that the Gambian schools has been performing very well since it started. In the zone and also at the continental level. We've seen that we have good participation, at least especially for the girls. We've seen that since the first edition, the second edition, and the third edition, our girls have always excelled. And these are most of those who have the opportunity of playing in the league later. So it has to do with that. And this is different from our own domestic school football league that we organize at the nationwide, that we organize in consultation or in conjunction with the school football. We have regional coaches that are very much active with the schools authorities across the country, and they do the regional nationwide tournament, and also later the finals are held, and then the best are selected out of that. So we've really continued since 2014, since we started the school football, supporting it, in some instances funding it all 100%, both at the regional, at the national level. And then it's paying off. The girls, as I said, the girls are not left behind. Sometimes you even have better participation from the girls than the boys. So it has to do with the technical, from the technical level, the grassroots football development level. We are still not satisfied with what we want, but we are getting there. That's thanks to this developmental plan that we already have. So we already have plans and programs in place, and we are working very closely with FIFA, women's football development. We've seen a lot of activities that happen, and it's continuing to happen. We have a very vibrant women's football unit, headed by women themselves, the coordinator and her assistant, and they're working under the supervision of the technical director, and many other positive things, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. After the competition, many stakeholders, were amazed with the forced participation. But what about your colleagues in the WAFU? What did they tell you about women football in the Gambia?
Yeah, I think I have to say a word or two about Berewulen. Being a native of Brikama, and that's that area that they call Berewulen. I'm sorry, in Mandinka, yes. You know what Berewulen is. That's the red stone. Red stone, yeah. It is named after the street, yes, that went through. It's one of the first streets in Brikama that has this gravel road. Yeah. The area of the Kabilo used to be called Perseverance. Still now, it has that Perseverance name. But over time, the new generation came, and they always produce good footballers, both male and female. But they have a very dynamic team in place that really are very committed to football development. And then they also have a very strong men's team, which is at the third division level. They are unfortunate not to be able to qualify to the second division, because you know how, yes, it happened. The regional third divisions are highly contested, very competitive, and then worst of all, the playoffs. Yes. So they are not just lucky, but the male would have been there much earlier, but I think luck is not on their side. But the area, the Perseverance Brikama or Berewulen, yeah, has ever produced one of the finest players in Brikama, both male and female. That's where I grew up, wow, even though I live in Newtown, but from maybe that's for another day. I've sort of very much attached to that area. So I spent all my childhood there, because, wow, that's where I went to the Dara. Wow. I know that area then. So, alhamdulillah, and then the performance is hailed by everybody. everybody will tell me,
Yes.
I was there the latter part of it, but they will tell you they have the best team. They are the best team in terms of playing football. Maybe experience, and sometimes the physical fitness and other things. And also psychologically also, unfortunately, the coach could not be with them on the bench. These are things that really coaches on the pavilion trying to send word here. Sometimes that also really impacts the team's performance. But it's something that we all learn from, but we are very proud of their performance, and it's a very highly motivated club. Very highly motivated. If you look at the dressing and all those in the facilities, really they really made us all proud there. As president of WAFU, but also as a Gambian. But everybody was unanimous in the context that they are the best team on that in that tournament. Yeah. And if they had proceeded to the African Club Championship level, they would have made some upset. But maybe this is the beginning, and I'm sure they'll return, inshallah.
Yes, yeah. Well, the much talked about, proposed professional league look like is seriously ventured by your administration. Yeah. We have seen the launch of a, business plan with a consultant and the ongoing consultation with stakeholders. What is the state of the professional league at this point?
Yeah, the consultant is very much advanced in the preparation of the business plan. And then along the side, we are also at the technical level also preparing. We've already identified a team as an interim committee that will start the process alongside the business plan. Because the business plan really, because we know how, when you say professional league, it's going to be at the highest tier of our league. We have the professional league, and we still have the first, second division, and the third division that will run concurrently with the professional league. And then the professional league will be professional as the name entails. Yeah. That anybody playing in that or participating in that level will be contracted. Yes. Contracted as a full-time footballer, or a full-time coach, or as a full-time physio, a full-time team manager. Exactly. Yes. So now they're going to determine salary for you, and you pay your social security, you have to pay your income tax and all those things. So that's just like if you're employed as a police officer. Then it's not a question of you going to work after you go and play football, or you go to school and then come and play football, or you play football and go to school. That's not the case. You're going to pay like the technical stuff, from the team, the coach to the last person. It's not a small thing, but the consultation so far have given us very positive feedbacks. We consider the people are ready, clubs are ready, institutions are ready. We had very fruitful consultation with the relevant government ministries and entities, from GAIPA, Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Finance, GRA, because these are areas that we really need their collaboration. Government also already have some policies and some laws in place. And to be able to meet the certain requirements of a professional club, you have to meet it. So the government is ready even to waive or to amend some of those laws and policies to be able to accommodate football, sports in general, but football in particular, as a productive sector. There, if you have your THD football club, you register it. You can have a tax break for a number of years, so that you'll be able to develop. Anybody who invests if you bring in a container of artificial turf to build a mini stadium, because you have a club that you have had, then you benefit from a duty waiver. So that or if you also contribute $1 million to THD football club to keep the club, you can claim that from tax. Wow. That's going to be tax. That's the mentality. That's what we engage the government in, and the feedbacks are very positive. In fact, in some instances, I can happily say that how do you call it? I think really from GAIPA to Ministry of Trade, the custodian of labor and all those employment issues, and then to the Minister of Finance himself, and then the GRA, the early indications are very good. And then recently, government also has approved in the last budget that the Minister of Finance put in the budget that expenditures into sports-related issues will benefit from tax break. That is already a policy. Wow. So it's already a policy already. Okay. So I think really government is very much serious about developing sports in the country. In that note, what encourages us more is We all hear from the central bank that the diaspora contributes about 28% or so, 27-28% to the GDP. And if you look at that diaspora, sports and football in particular, it's not a small measure there. We can count what we have. We have nearly 300 Gambians who are playing at one level or the other as professionals, and each of them will send a dollar or two either a month or so. Those things they are very big contributors because sports and football in particular is, other than lottery, is only thing that can make you a millionaire overnight. Yes. You understand? Exactly. So I think that's the professional league that's there, and then the committee also. Their terms of reference is being finalized, and they will be inaugurated to start and work on the administration and the competition matters, to list down the criteria for participation, to draw the rules and regulations of the competition and many other things. And they can, as soon as the business plan is launched, then we'll assess the timing. Then the interim committee also, the ad hoc committee, would also have put on the administrative and competition regulations and policies in place. Then from there we can synchronize the two, and then we can invite clubs. I can tell you, Haji, we have a handful of them, maybe beyond our expectations, that are ready to participate in the professional league. Indeed. Like what CAF did in the club licensing. Took them nearly 10 years to be able to come to certain level. So we have to do it in phases. In the first year or 2 years, if the criteria are 10, maybe you have to meet 3 or 4 critical ones. Maybe next 2 years do this, and you develop and adjust. So I really want to allay the fears of those who may think that otherwise, if CAF and FIFA had not done it that day, then Gambia would not be able to participate at club level in any way. But all those things, yes, people don't have a playing ground. Yes, if you don't have a playing ground, the THDTV can have an MOU with the Independence Stadium and use the stadium as their home ground, or have an MOU with Hawks and use the Kabakel ground, or have an MOU with Real de Banyo to use Basori. So all those in there, and you'll be surprised the level of development in terms of private infrastructure in this country. Was surprised. I surprisingly ran onto one in Manduar. I was shocked. And you go to Kerjata in Yomi, what Coach Jara and his people are doing, you'll be shocked. Go and see what Kemo and the Gambian Direct Lines are doing in Faraba, you'll be shocked. And then you already have the how do you call it, the parking Boyo is almost finished. It's very good on that. The ministry is doing a fantastic one, and they still have few. So it's not a problem. Nyako is done, ready. Busumbare in the next couple of weeks, that also maximum 2 weeks, it will be ready. And then Bakau is up and running. And then we already at the level of FIFA, we also have the artificial turf to be put at the National Technical Training Center, the Biribiri. It's going to be an artificial turf, and that's going to be executed fully by FIFA. Another one will be done in Kuntaya. And then the grass pitch will also be done in Kuinala and Bullock. So these are all things that are coming in.
Is a nationwide
so these are things that are already coming on. And then the Bansang also is a project that our colleague Moroccans have already taken up. It's just delayed because of their portion of the.
It's also fully going to be fully sold.
Yeah, it's going to be another artificial turf. It's going to be one of the state of the art. I know I was just from Morocco a few weeks ago. So at least all those community, at least by the time we say 2026 December, it will be a different thing. So issue of infrastructure will be a thing of the past, considering the Akim will be registered in all, or maybe we come to that later, but I don't want to jump to go. But the professional league really is on course, and we are determined at least to lay the foundation. That's what development is. I'm not here to do everything. I have my plan. Even the mere fact of having the plan in place, somebody can come in and build on it. But I'm sure, I hope, inshallah, we'll be able to kick the ball.
Yeah, we'll talk about the development very soon. Register under you, up to date. But let's still stay with this professional league because it excited many football fanatics in this country to see, like you said, it's going to address the employment issue as well. There are many people who will be employed when the league is professional. Do you have a specific time frame from the GFF side, or you just waiting for the consultant, to finish job?
Yeah, we don't. We had our own plan. Our plan is for these leagues, for the upcoming league season. We normally start in October, November, but we also don't want to put the consultant and the stakeholders out of the loop, because it's a collaborative effort. Because the consultant's job is mainly is consultative, consulting with the stakeholders, and other partners, both within and outside. So it would not be fair for us to adamantly stick to our calendar without having regard to that. But whatever the case may be, I can tell you, it is going to, even it goes beyond 2026, it has to be within the first quarter of 2026. Sorry, 2025, it will have the first quarter of 2026. The consultant had 45 days, and I'm sure he has just few more days to do that. By the time we review it and launch it, and then the committee also will be working, technical also will be working on the administrative and the competition side of it. Then I'm sure in the next 2 months we'll be able to definitely sit down together. We're not going to decide. We're going to consult the people, the stakeholders and our partners. This includes government agencies, the private sector, the clubs and others. So we're going to have a forum where we launch it, and that's where we'll be able to agree on the exact period to start. But as I said, we have our own ambition, but we don't want to really blindside our partners in the process. We want to do it, carry everybody along, and then we'll really be obliged to their proposition, proposals and recommendations.
Before I get from the domestic league competition, I still want to engage, because we have seen a lot of development in terms of playing matches outside the Greater Banjul area under the organized league competition of the Gambia Football Federation. And you've just mentioned the stakeholders from the government area, the stakeholders from the private sectors. What about your stakeholders from the regions with regards to these venues that you have just mentioned, which could add value to professionalizing the league competition?
Yeah, I think it's a chain work. It's a chain work, because they also, if you look at the development in terms of the elevation of the rural clubs into the main league, it's very impressive. You mentioned Sibanor recently. We also have the girls, the girl from Sierra that also qualified, and these are all progresses and development. The consultant went out on a nationwide tour.
Wow.
Every region he went there. He had put together a group of stakeholders organized by the Regional Football Association, but all the stakeholders within were invited. And he listened to them and heard from them. And all everybody gathered from the region will also be put into summarized and put into the business plan to carry everybody along. Because the way the professional league would be like, Haji can go to Diabugu and have the Diabugu FC, and you are able to meet the criteria. You apply to the league directly, to the professional league directly, provided that you are able to meet X, Y, Z, and that's it. You are admitted based on that. So it can come from anywhere. And I think I'm sure my uncles, the Sahrawi community also, very enterprising. I'm sure they will also start investing into football. I know they are. I can see a lot of demarche in terms of them being interested into football, encouraging and sponsoring their children to be able to play football. We've seen the
Ouagadougou FC.
Ouagadougou, yes, and then we have the private ministerium that's built in Sabi, and all those things. I think then it's professionalized. The business plan is well disseminated and understood. I think we can see a lot of attention in terms of investment into football by people who really would have loved to. So,
community ownership is one of the most important things.
Indeed.
It gives the community ownership. People took ownership or take ownership of these clubs when it's professionalized. Yeah,
indeed, that's it. And then maybe, they can build the fan base around it. But at the end of the day, it has to be a business entity. It will be Haji and Kaba who really will be shareholder. It has to be strictly registered. Have an MOU shareholder structure. It has to be structured like a business.
Because football
indeed, it has to be structured as a business, like any other business entity.
Yes, sir. But before we go to national football matters, let's talk about your achievements. Last year, when we met here, we talked about things that have been registered, and within the period, there are a lot of things that under your administration have put and added in Gambian football with regards to the sponsorship deals that you were able to manage with companies who are ready to invest hugely in Gambian football. How do you see your success going as far as Gambian football is concerned?
Yeah, I think really we came a long way. We came afar. When we took over in 2014 and today, I think really the difference is awful to everybody to see. We are not priding ourselves. As you know me, I don't want to list what I was able to achieve. I allow others to say that. But by and large, in general terms, we came far. The both at local and international level, zonal and then continental and global levels. You just said we had a back-to-back qualification to the AFCON. We just missed the last one by just a margin. We could have been there, but we know that that's not our luck. But we didn't have a very good position in the World Cup qualifiers now. That we also understand. There are many factors. We are transitioning also from one technical thing to the other, another thing. So both all those that may not be excuses, but they may be factors. But if you look at the national team, senior national team, the development aspect of it now, the progress that the new coach also is making, looking in terms of the young players that are coming in, the football, the playing style and all the things, I think really in the next couple of 2-3 years, we will see another very formidable senior national team. The junior teams are all equally the same. Unfortunately, this time we couldn't progress beyond the zonal level to go to the AFCON for the under 20 under 17. But it's not. These are things that happen in life. The women's football also, they are still in the competition and they can qualify to the women's AFCON. Those are areas that, and then we already have the schools football, the continental zonal coming in November, December. Then certainly, as usual, our girls. Yes. I'm not sure whatever. I still have hope that the girls will proceed to the continental level. Just general, the league also, as you said, we had our first league sponsor partnership with Baluo some years back. Yeah. And recently also we had from Vista Bank. Vista Bank, yeah. And then we are now negotiating and discussing with many other potential partners and sponsors. Still to the competition. Especially with the coming in of the professional league. Wow. So we're looking forward to new partners, more new partners in the upcoming season for the amateur league, that's the first and second division, and much more in the professional league when launched. As I said, these are all development that's happening. In the other side of the game, the development in terms of the capacity building, human resource building, at the level of the federation, we pride human resource development. We have very qualified and competent staff with high university degrees and some professional training. We are also giving every staff the opportunity to further education, either professionally or academically. You go to any university in this world, put a letter of admission on my table, GFF sponsor 100%. So that's the policy there, and in over the years we had produced many bachelor and masters graduates and many diplomas and others, both MD and UTG. All supported. We are really very much focused on that. And the professional side also, we have the refereeing, as we speak now, the medical MA Elite course. That's a member associate elite course conducted by FIFA annually. I can say that since 2014, we've never missed that course. And we have bigger federations that will say for 3-4 years they will not do it. I don't want to name, but we are very much particular. We are always ready because you have to show to FIFA that we are ready. Yeah. There are many, you have to tick a lot of boxes. Even in the COVID time, we are able to do it. And it's currently on. I'll be there to close it at 4 p.m. today. Wow. That really, is open to all our elite referees. Converge with the FIFA instructor coming into the country, working with the local instructors, and then to take them through the course. That's ongoing, and we've seen the performance of our referees also, both at the CAF and FIFA competitions and the zonal also. So these are all progress. Our match commissioners and coordinators also are always called upon either at the FIFA or CAF level or the zonal level. And then in terms of coaching, we've seen that also. We just concluded our B license coaching course, license course, and then the technical director is working very hard with CAF to be able to, if possible, to have the A license before the end of the year. We have strong indications that it's possible. That also is going to increase the capacity and also the number of qualified and competent
we have
coaches.
on competition.
Yes, because now you see what happened now. Even for the women's, the gap was the women's club championship. It was either A or B.
Yes.
And we received the circular, and then within few days again, they came back, they said it has to be A. So that upset the whole
Even
thing.
in the women's sector,
Indeed. Last company have to be an A license holder, otherwise you could not sit on the bench. So the coach and the assistant.
requirement has become.
So now everybody has to, and we are very happy that we have 3 of our coaches who really concluded the A license in Liberia. 2 were facilitated by GFF, at least in administrative and other support. Our own Tafamane, who is a professional coach in Liberia, also did it. So, and we have a lot of them who really are very much eager and thirsty to be able to do the A license course. And I'm sure, like what happened to the B license, we're going to have at least maximum pass when we conduct the A license. And then all the others, we also held the CAF safety and security training program.
Yes.
That also happened some months back.
Yeah.
And we have already trained both national and club, and club security personnel. This also is a big, a big step in terms of football development, because now safety and security are very, very, very important on football organization. So these are the areas that we are focusing on, and many others that we are doing coupled with our other activities.
I wish we can give you some water to drink, but anyway, I apologize for you. But
it's cold.
Away from the domestic front, is the preparation for the resumption of the World Cup qualifiers against Kenya and Burundi at home and away. What is your level of preparedness, especially at home against Burundi? And in fact, would this fixture be played here in the Gambia?
Unfortunately, no. We are very much anticipating that, but at latter end we realized that the stadium, there still remains some issues with the pitch that really, other than that, everything is fixed. But it's the most important component of it, so we understand, and we are very patient with the government. They are doing very well. We are hoping that the next competition we will be able to host our local match there. So therefore, we'll have to host Burundi in Nairobi, Kenya, for many reasons, because Kenya will host us, and then we look at both the technical, financial, administratively, we were advised to host Burundi in Kenya on the same place to reduce the movement, because if the players assemble in Nairobi, played on the 5th, and have to play on the 9th here and there, want to go to Morocco, somewhere else, it can only be happen when you can only be positive or an addition if you are going to do it play it here. But as long as it's going to be played outside, then it's better we do there. So that's we are already we've engaged the Kenyan Football Federation, and they responded positively. We are now working out the modalities so that we can host Burundi.
So fatigue will not take its toll on the players as well, because the duration.
Indeed. So that's another. That's why.
Anyway, what are the chances do we have regarding qualification?
Yeah, if you know football, as long as the last game is not played, the mathematics are still there, and then we are still determined to go for it. Anything is possible. The remaining matches, the 4 remaining matches, certainly anything is possible. There's nothing impossible when it comes to mathematical issues. But we wish we could have been a better position.
Let's look at the petition.
Let me volunteer here, because we're talking about hosting a home match outside.
Yes.
Some people confronted me recently also, why are you not playing in Senegal?
Yes.
I think that's the wish
There's a lot of questions.
That's the wish of Gambia Football Federation. It's the topmost priority for the government. But we have tried 3 times in a row, it didn't work.
Okay, the GFF has made effort.
GFF and the ministry and instead even the president of the republic himself spoke to his colleague counterpart, Senegalese counterpart.
Wow.
Our former foreign minister spoke to his counterpart. The minister spoke to his counterpart. I wrote and spoke to my counterpart. but until the last minute,
nothing works.
and it didn't go through. We tried it 3 times, except for the Latjor Ministry, which is much lower standard. But for the their main one, maybe because I know that maybe later when they inaugurate the Leopold Sédar Senghor, which has undergone massive renovation and rehabilitation, which is almost the same age as our Independence Stadium. But unfortunately, we started before them, but they are able to finish before us. But it's still not inaugurated officially. But I pray and hope that the need doesn't arise after the September window. Maybe by October, we'll be able to have our Independence Stadium. So it has not been easy because they also, have this explanation that the stadium is managed by an independent company. That's even outside the government. So even the government, the Ministry of, the Federation, will through the ministry, will have to engage the company to be able to have access to the stadium. And also they have to go to the normal commercial, they have to pay here X, Y, and Z. So anytime we make requests, the Federation will say they send it to the ministry, and when the ministry would say, government say we are engaging the company. By the time anything will come out of it, it would have been overtaken by events, because we also have a deadline to confirm to CAF and provide a letter of agreement from the host country that they accepted to us to play in there. So that's always a very short period. So this has happened on 3 occasions. So that's this. We wish we could have Senegal not only to enable our fans to travel to Senegal in numbers and cheer the boys that they've missed for more than 3 years, getting to 4 years, but also for us even logistically. I don't enjoy traveling to Morocco to host match. Even if the last time, even they said, look, I had to say no. Let me just sit down, because it becomes so frustrating, and there's no motivation. Fatigue, the expense. Even though the Moroccans help us a lot, they do help a lot financially. They support us. That also help us with that, but that's not the case. That's not the idea. Indeed, it will be much easier for us. Schools at home in Senegal. We can even do training. Everything could be done here, and then even the last training could be done here. The next week, take a flight and go to Senegal, play the match and come back. So that, but as I said, maybe hope, maybe this will be the last one. Hope and pray that the ongoing works are completed. And if the stadium is good to go for the
this will even affect really Banjul for the CAF Champions.
Of course, they would.
They would not have to play here now.
No.
Is the GFF in collaboration with any part to get Real Banjul play?
As we speak now, the president of Real Banjul should be having a meeting with the general secretary now. We spoke this morning. They are working on the logistics, and then see what we can do.
How hopeful are you that CAF is going to reapprove our independent stadiums again? No, in the shortest period of time.
Really, I'm not very much of fear of the state of the work now. So I don't want to speculate. I don't want to speculate, and I want to see that the work done to a level that, at least because we have a club licensing officer, manager, who represent CAF here, who will do the inspection and send a report to CAF. Or CAF will send somebody. But at least going by the preliminary inspection by our own person, we can have an indication that it will be okay or not. So, but they are also waiting for the signal. You can only do that when the custodian of the stadium tell us now we are ready now, send the inspector to come and see, and they make his report and send it to CAF. So
that's why the CAF will make a decision.
Indeed,
yeah. Now we are going to a topic that we cannot let you go without talking about. That is to look at the petition advanced by a pressure group called Gambia Against Looted Assets Gala, where the Gambia Football Federation is specifically mentioned in their petition about alleged corruption, mismanagement of funds, unfinished projects, etc., etc. By the way, did the FA House, the Football House, receive the petition from the Gala? And what are your reactions?
Yeah, I think I don't want to delve too much into this issue because it's there's already a process going on. But at least to give you some to give respect and for the audience also, we did not receive any petition from the movement itself directly. We received it through the Ministry of Youth and Sports and through the Sports Council. I think the petition was delivered to them, where a whole lot of issues were raised regarding GFF. which we appreciate. Every Gambian has a right to question one thing or the other. But going through the petition, we could see a lot of either lack of understanding of the Gambia Football Federation, what it is. What is Gambia Football Federation, how it runs, vis-a-vis public institutions. I think there's a lack of knowledge of it. And I could say also the points that are raised, whoever was putting those facts together really was either deliberately misleading his or her colleagues, or his or her knowledge about the GFF is shallow. That's a reality. Because Gambia Football Federation is an association, if you go by the concern of Gambia Football Association, it's an association of a private nature. It's a group of members, clubs and others. In fact, clubs came up and formed the association. They went to the Ministry of Justice and registered it as an association. And under the Companies Act, this year the constitution has been approved as it was approved by the General Assembly. So the Gambia Football Federation is not a public entity. Even billions of trillions of dollars come in, that's the business of the members. It's not what if IMF gives Gambia government $10 million, we all have a share, we all can all shout about it. But if FIFA gives Gambia Football Federation $1, it's the members of GFF who have that business in that. Those are the clubs, the first division clubs, 16, the second division clubs, 18, the Allied Association 5, coaches, referees, school football, players association, and women's football. The regional associations, the KM Regional Football Association, West Coast Regional Football Association, LRR, CRR, North Bank, and URR. These are the members of Gambia Football Federation. These are the group that convened an annual General Assembly every year to task the leadership of GFF, that's the executive, to present to them their activity report of the past year, the audited accounts as approved by the as been finalized by the auditors, external auditors, the proposed budget for the year coming, and the host of others. Those people who meet in that hall are the ones who scrutinize and decide. If they want that day, they can pass a motion and say, President Kawa and your executive go out. And I thank God since 2014 up to 2024, December, we never missed a General Assembly. We never missed it. And I'm also happy that there was not a single General Assembly that a motion or an agenda item has been thrown out onto us.
Like corruption accusation.
No, corruption is really, I think Gambians, we like the word too much. But what is corruption? What do you have? Because we have as we speak now, the auditors at the GFF now for the past almost a month plus.
Wow.
Doing auditing. That audit by the external auditors will be sent to FIFA. FIFA will look at it, not only the FIFA money, but we call the statutory audit, including all the monies that come to GFF, from the sponsorships, from the ticket sales, from CAF, from the government through for the national teams. I'll come to that also, because that's also is an issue.
Yes, because there are a lot of
when that goes now, that will be sent to CAF, FIFA rather. FIFA will look at it. If they have any issues, there will be a management letter, of course, from the audit. They will have to write what they call management letter to query. You reply back and forth, sent to FIFA. But before that also, in June, FIFA itself has sent in their auditors. So we have 2 audit sessions a year.
That comes to.
That's the FIFA auditors are only for FIFA funds. They have no business with the others. They can come from anywhere, so and they never come from Gambia. Okay. Either Senegal, Ireland, UK, anywhere, Poland, they have been going. Just give us information that you've selected XYZ,
they are coming
and they come here, get ready. They come here, have a week or so, do their auditing, report to FIFA, give us a feedback. But Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, there was not 2014 up to today, there was not a single claim of query of a dollar be misappropriated or cannot be accounted for. I can raise, the GFF, we can raise our flag. Not from the FIFA money, not from the CAF money, not from the gate takings, that's because they check everything. FIFA, on the FIFA side, I'm saying. Yeah. But this other one is comprehensive, that is called statutory audit. If we do not pass that, we will not receive a dime from FIFA. As we speak now, as the auditing is on, normally it's July that the monies will come, because the audit started a bit late, yeah. Because the FIFA central audit, what they call central audit, normally it's done around March, yes. But this is done in June, and it's so close to the statutory audit, there are overlaps, and they need, most of the documents are the same, so this is why it's delayed. So as we speak now, the second tranche of money that we receive from FIFA, yeah. Normally will come by end July, has not been received yet because the auditor report has not reached them yet. So
you have to finish with the written.
Otherwise, no dime will come from FIFA. So it's how it works. And the same thing will apply. If they are not happy with the audit, January, nothing will come. There is no institution in this country that is audited twice by different entities in a year, other than GFF. And our survival is tied to the success of those audit reports. If there's anything found, we are found wanting anything, no. The only thing that will surface sometime is, I have to share that with the stakeholders, yes. Is the issue of cash payment. Like we're going to play a match in Basori.
Yes.
You have to provide lunch for the referees, match comments and other things.
Yes.
You go to the Hajidrame catering and buy food and give them.
Yes.
People will consider that as cash payment. You don't have to walk in and pay. It has to be, even the check is not it's considered as cash payment. It has to be through bank transfer. And sometimes football, the way it is run, it's very difficult to eliminate it. But we are lucky. We are almost at 95 to 96% of that. I'm sure by the end of the year to early next year, we'll be able to eliminate that. Yes. That's the only thing that will come off in our, other than some credit and you apply. So what I'm trying to make the general public understand is that the issue of corruption, we hear it outside like any other person, because we have never been found wanting by anybody.
And there's never been a time in your AGM that...
No, never. Yeah, in fact, the documents, the activity report, and the audited accounts are given to the members at least 2 weeks, 14 days before the AGM. We have accountants, we have professionals there.
So they need to scrutinize it.
They go there, yes. This is why our AGM takes longer than any AGM. And we give everybody opportunity. Every figure, whatever you have there, and they have a team, until it's discussed and exhausted, and a motion is passed, either to approve or not. We cannot buy everybody. And it's voted and it's passed, because their queries, their observations are adequately addressed. The auditors will be sitting down there to support the GFF accounts and finance to be able to explain. So these are the things. So we never had any problem. So there's nothing, how do you call it, occult or anything secret or whatever about it. It's overboard. Yeah. We send all these documents to the National Sports Council. We send it to the Gambia National Olympic Committee and the ministry, like we send it to all the other FIFA and CAF.
You report to all your stakeholders?
And to all the members also. Real Banjul, they have their package, like Sports Council will have their package. GONS will have their package, like the ministry will have their package. So those who are into football, those who own their clubs in the regions, who sit at the General Assembly, who have authority over us, are the ones we want to hear from. But not people sitting down with assumptions. And this is a small country also. We know each other. You remember GFF must go some 2 years ago. Who are the founders? Who are running them? Look at Ghana now in terms of sports and football. There's not a secret about it. Who are there? The guy who was even signing the request for permission for protest is the same guy who signed the petition. You've seen some posters. We know where some of those posters were taken. Unfortunately, they forgot. If you come to Haji's place, I think, took a picture here, I forgot about the background. You add one and one, it's a small country. So, but because of the respect we have with the government, and because of the good collaboration we have with them, we also have to support them by way of coming to their aid to provide as much answers as possible. We are, in fact, 99% of what is on that paper it's no news to even the government. What is something that we've been hearing about all along. So we are working closely with the government to provide them with the answer to so that
pitches were mentioned.
Yeah,
Football, not the coaches. People's money should be. The petition it was also mentioned that the pitches they are uncompleted pitches, which
because it's misleading. If you say Bakau Sports Committee are the one who complete their pitch, that's misleading. You either don't know. You go to Bakau and tell Cho and his people, you're in Bakau, you know what happened. Even that pavilion that is started was not even part of the project. The project was only for the pitch and the perimeter fence, public toilets, and water system. But GFF also, we took from our own operation for, let's say, look, let's start, have the dressing room, have some form of, pavilion on it, so that tomorrow it can be another phase. So that wasn't even part of the FIFA fund. And if you are FIFA consultant, FIFA officials, visit that place not once, not twice. and they have no query about it. What by Bakau Sports Committee under Cho's leadership, which is just barely a few months, did is to build a separate pavilion that we own what's happened, like what Serekunda East is doing. But the perimeter fence in Serekunda East, the remodeling of the pavilion, having a tunnel, the construction of the outside toilets, the ticket selling booths, the pitch itself, are all done by Gambia Football Federation. That pitch is not what it used to be like. But before that also, since we came in 2014, we came in early in October, when we had to start working on those pitches. Some of them might be very young. They were not even aware of that. We brought rollers there. We bought sprinklers. We sunk boreholes there many times. All the pitches we did. So this is a continuous development. You go to Manja, it's the same thing. Serekunda West we started, but we are told that the municipality, KMC and Africell have a bigger project. Very fancy one. We saw it. We said, okay, let us not also do injustice to others. If they have let's move to another place. That's why we moved out of that. We wanted to do Mboyo field, but Mboyo has been a problematic area in terms of ownership. And FIFA cannot give their money until we give them an MOU to ensure that
this place can be
the place belongs to your partners.
Yes.
Your partners, not GFF.
Yes.
So in the case of Serekunda, it has to be way that at least the Regional Football Association has a say in it, so that to secure GFF usage of the pitches. So Mboyo field, that was the problem. Then we moved to Bakau. That's how it happened. Gunjur, after a protracted distance, we are able to complete it. The pitch is completed, the perimeter is done. That's and the borehole. That's all. The GFF from our own funds, in collaboration with villages, we started the dressing room, which is almost completed before the leaks are done. It's just finishing. We sunk borehole, protecting electricity, outside toilets. We're working with them to do that. Birikama is the glaring example. Even the Birikama, the pitch itself, by the time we intervened, was less than the standard FIFA size. They don't even know that. We had to expand that field. That's why the perimeter fence has moved further towards the pavilion. If you used to go there, it used to be further, but now it's much closer. You can even stretch your hand and because Birikama pitch, it was small. And doing that extension was an extra, both width and length. That was an extra. It has to affect the gutters and everything. The pavilion has, the dressing room has been redone. Because what we found there, we even started working on it, but when the FIFA consultant came, he said, no, it's less than the standard. We had to break it and expand it. The toilet, outside toilets and all those things.
So to get the maximum.
Yeah, indeed. And you don't talk of the tough. So if somebody is telling me Birikama project has failed, go and tell Birikama people. Go and tell them your project. Go and talk to Birikama Sports Committee. Go and talk to Bakau Sports Committee. Whether they are the one telling you that, or you are sitting down in Diabugo and assuming that Birikama has failed. So what I'm saying that it was a lot of lack of understanding of how GFF operates, how it functions, and its relations with its stakeholders, or often also there is some dishonesty in terms of somebody or some bodies misleading. But what I can assert is that GFF, inshallah, 2014 up to today, we had our challenges, and the challenges are bound to happen. We wish we could have done better. But in terms of mismanagement funds, in terms of corruption, I can repeat, if anybody has any proof, bring it bare. You can't be talking about corruption, bring it bare. You're talking about, how do you call it? there's an amount of money that's allocated to women's football. That's not true. Let them go and read FIFA 4 regulations.
So
there is no specific amount allocated to anybody, any entity.
So is the FA or
the
federal?
Like if the Gambia Football Federation fail to organize 4 international matches for a senior female team, either competition or friendly, in 12 months, we will forfeit $50,000 from the FIFA money.
That means that is cut.
Yes. If we cannot organize 4 competitions for the youth categories, male, we will forfeit 50,000 out of the 1.25. If we cannot organize 10 referee training programs over the year, India, 10 will forfeit 50,000. Okay, let's assume that 50,000 you forfeit for women's football. Do you think 50,000 can keep the women's football league running for the year? No. Even at the regional level, that's $50,000. What they are saying, I asked them to go back and read, because what used to happen, the FAB.
FAB money.
That was Blatter's time. Please, for God's heaven's sake, let them go and read. FAB is no more. That ceased to exist in 2016, since Infantino came with forward. The FAB money, that time there was some money that was out of women's football. The people who are running women's football were using that money. They were an empire of its own, running their own thing, and that money is because, and you know what happened? When we came, we had a big battle with them. How do you call it? All habits die hard, difficult. I can't remember the adage. Understand? So when that happens, so for them, there is still in that illusion. The 125, so 100 or something had come for women's football. That's no longer. This is Infantino's era. It's not Blatter's era.
That was the FAB during the.
Let them go to www.fifa.blah and look at forward. Now go forward. If they want for 3.1, 1.0, 2.0, now 3.0. Let them go and read and know what happens. $50,000. Somebody is telling them, no, you're not refereeing $50,000. What can you do with refereeing? The amount of money we are spending on this course itself, this particular course itself, is more than $50,000. How can you also organize all regional training for referees? And you look at the league. How much do you spend on referees? Every league match we have 4 referees, 5. You have the 4 referees. That's the 3. Yes. The 4 referee and the assessor. And each of them, every match, is $1,000.
That is every game they play.
Every game.
For the entire season.
For the entire. How much is that? Can you pay that from $50,000? After what is $50,000? And many other things. The referee manager is employed by GF and is paid from that. It's paid from. Okay, it's paid from that money. No. What I mean, it's not allocated to the sector.
Yes.
It's a question of, it's a matter of conditioning the member associations to be able to concentrate in all the areas of football development. You understand?
Yes.
If you don't do this, you lose this. But it doesn't mean that money is for that. Because other than $50,000, what can $50,000 do for women's football? So what can it do? When we have 2 employees full time?
At some point the money will finish.
No. What about I mean? 2 people are employed full time. They are paid. Where are we going to get the money from that $50,000? The women's league, 1st, 2nd division, the regional and the regional leagues. Where are you going to get that money from? If it's that, the training course will be organized for them. Are you going to get that money? $50,000. So it's not allocated for it. It's a regulations that have to do this. Otherwise, it's a penalty. If you miss this, we're going to cut this from your form. So that's the idea. So I really want to indulge the enthusiasts, the pundits, the activists, everybody to go and read. Let nobody come and tell you, and you take hook, line, and sinker and jump at it. So the FAB issue of then there should be allocation of about 15% should go to women's football. That was Blatter. That's how many years ago? It's Infantino now. It's forward now we are talking about. We are ahead. We are forward now. We move forward. So this is area. But as I tell by and large, we are working with the ministry because they don't have answers to all these things. Yeah. We have to support.
There's a time frame of you need to respond to this query in 2 months.
No, the ministry has to respond to it. It's not us.
So, but the petition was to GFF.
No, it's not to us. It's not to GFF. It's to the ministry, not to GFF. It's to the ministry.
So the GFF is saying the petition was sent to the ministry, not
to
the
GFF. The ministry sent. The ministry sent. It's not even addressed to GFF.
It's addressed to the ministry.
Of course, yeah.
So it's the ministry that need to respond.
Yes, so but as I said, we are partners, we have to, at least to some form of stability and for them that to show that we have nothing to hide.
Yes.
We are working with them to help them to get the answers to them, to be able to meet that. It's all about governance and democracy, and the government is open to that. That's why, hence, the protest was allowed, the petitions were received, and many other things. So we cannot go they cannot go that far, which is the final end, and they did not be there. So this is why they have to, and we'll have to support them on that. But as I said, football politics is known. It's unfortunate whether it's a coincidence or it's by default or whatever. But if you look at some of the words coming out from there, look at some of the personalities, you are not surprised. But what I'm telling everybody, if you want to be part of it, go and join a club or form a club, or join an association, then you can be stakeholder. Or convince the stakeholders. If I have 5 GFF member clubs or member entities, call me to stage a protest and ask me to go and answer them without hesitation. Because I belong to them. Because they own me in terms of the work.
Is there any time that FIFA contacted you? Because they say they want FIFA to hear what is happening.
FIFA knows what is going on. They only laugh at such things. They would say maybe these people didn't know what they are doing or they are saying. Or they have been misled. It's an embarrassment for our country, the way sometimes we perceive things. But anyway, that's it. FIFA have no time to, they don't have any time to, because if really Banjul Hawks, Walidan and the Brikama Regional Football Association, Basi Football the Coach Association come together and query me and my executive, then FIFA will say,
you need to listen.
Indeed. Yes. And government money, I will not say government money doesn't come to federation.
Yes.
The only time we receive government money is when we have international matches. That because it is universally accepted that national teams are properties of the government, hence government involvement in them. Governments also pride themselves to be associated with it, as they are flying the national flag. That's why government also are expected to contribute to the funding. In some countries, 100%, from coaches to every, but you appreciate.
Is there any instant that the GFF has to come in to fill those gaps?
Oh, every day. Even the upcoming Nairobi, there's no doubt they will come in. That's just happening every day. Every day. That's normal. Because I know. Sometimes my colleagues will tell me you are sympathetic to government. I say no. They have competing priorities. Like for example, this upcoming March it's almost 28 or $29 million, including all the players match bonuses. We have about two troop door bonus and 1 win bonus that are being carried forward.
And they are yet
we cannot go and face them, ask them to play without producing that money. So all those things are included in the budget. And anticipating 2 match bonuses again, because when you anticipate they're going to win. And those are the that's different from their campaign allowance. When you arrive, you have to pay that also. That's different from the hotel. As I saw in the media recently, how much the bill was from the Kenyan Football Association. Yes. But like Gambia, the Kenyan Football Federation doesn't own the stadium. It's owned by the government. The cost attached to it. You can only negotiate sometimes, like what we did in Tanzania or happened in Morocco. You'll be surprised. Last time I went to Morocco, these test matches, even the hotel accommodation and food were provided by the Moroccan Federation Trust. Wow. Otherwise, we would not have gone. Because the money we received from the government and what we had at that crucial time, it was in fact a failure. I had to swallow my pride. It was one of the very most difficult things for me to approach my Moroccan colleagues. So it's all part of that. They don't talk about air tickets. That's part of it. But even with that, it's going to the ministry. Based on what is available, they say it's there. We also look around. We go to the banks. We look at the operation funds, take from here. Sometimes even the money that's meant for the project in Busumbara, we have there's $5,000. That's where. Now let's go and face the Busumbara people than the national team not going to play, because who is going to talk about government?
That's where the sacrifices come sometimes.
So that's the problem. And nobody's going to talk about it. They will not talk about it. They will say GFF. Even the stadium that the minister himself 100 times, the stadium manager 100 times said, the stadium is not part of GFF's
Yeah,
program. But up to today.
That's the final question, because I want you to clear. We have two questions before you go.
So let me finalize this one.
Yes.
That's where government's money comes. It has a dedicated account. When it comes in, we take the money. As soon as we return from any engagement, within 3-4 days maximum, a report, finance report is submitted to the Sports Council. And alhamdulillah, since we started, there has not a single time that we are queried on that. And those reports are also audited together with the Sports Council's general audit by the National Audit Office. So I can pride myself that the Gambia Football Federation is the most transparent and most financially compliant institution in this country. I can tell you that. Yeah. If anybody has contract to approve it. As we return, when we return from Kenya, we're going to play 9, maybe by 10 it will be here. I can tell you, by the 15th, the general manager, team manager will submit this report to our finance department. The finance director will finalize and send it to Jawala at Sports Council. If it is not correct, it will come back to us, because I don't know if it will be queried by the auditors. So this is how we do it. There's not a single report pending vis-a-vis government's money to GFF. That's only for that purpose. The government is not contributing to our salaries. They are not contributing to our electricity. They are not contributing to our fuel, like they are doing the minister. They pay the Minister of Education the teacher salary. They pay the police their fuel, they buy them vehicles. And what they give them is appropriated at the National Assembly. You cannot look at the Ministry of Transport, you look at their budget line and see GFF. It's not there. So the National Assembly does not appropriate funds to GFF through the ministry. So we are not a public institution. The GFF is a private association. If you want to have a say in it, come and join. Simple. Or mobilize the members to do your bid for you. Simple.
What is your stance with regards to fighting corruption, either from any side of it, because you are a citizen of this country, and you are a member of the CAF, and you are a member of the FIFA as well. What is the GFF as a Gambian entity stance in fighting that?
I start with myself.
Yes.
It's very difficult for me to talk about myself. I start from myself as a citizen of this country, who, alhamdulillah, with all modesty, have had many other responsibilities in this country. At times, when I could have done otherwise, when I had every reason to behave and do otherwise. But because of my personal belief, I thank God. I thank God I've never been found wanting. We are all here. I was at TRRC. I was at the Jani Commission. I thank God. Even with that, with hindsight, I sometimes feel I wish I could have done better. But even with that clear record, I could have said. So when I come to GFF, after 22 years in government, preceded by 10 years of service in the uniform, I almost at the time I was 50 plus. We didn't come and just no. For what? For a job that's supposed to be voluntary. I'm not paid salaries. I don't receive bonus. I travel the national team. I only receive my own travel. Enhancement. That's all. So why would I come? So one of the things that I was able to institute at Gambia Football Federation is judicious management of the funds, and above board in terms of transparency and accountability. They know me. The Gambia Football, and alhamdulillah, I was able to, under my leader, able to institute that. Because if as the leader, I fail in that, then something else would have been said about the institution. There's something else would have been said about the institution because I'm the leader. But I have a personal commitment, and I'm thank God I have a team that also are along the same line. They are all the same. So when either government, FIFA, CAF, for us, corruption, it's a no-go area. It's zero tolerance to it. And I would not, even outside in my own normal life, it doesn't belong to me. Maybe some might be young, but at least those who were around, 94, and even before that. I serve here as minister. I can count 6 ministries around this country. Yes. 6 ministries. I serve 4 ambassador positions in this country. But alhamdulillah, I have interacted with people. I'm not boasting. But sometimes it's good also because you don't have anything other than your integrity. Yeah,
absolutely.
So when it comes to the words, you have to protect it. People who don't even know you, they can't even point a finger to you when you pass. They don't even know who is Kababajo. I had one of the small boys, Rasta boy. I have to say it. when they were hustling Jawla,
Mr.
maybe he thought it was Kababajo. Kababajo, more than $4 million there. I bet the Chagolera.
Yeah, that was too much.
Maybe he doesn't know. If I stop his shoulder by say, "Hey, Kababajo," he say, "No, I know." Just imagine. That's how this country has turned into. But alhamdulillah, we thank the government for creating the environment. People can, even though sometimes it's abused, can exercise their democratic rights. I'm a Democrat, and I believe in it. And even at GFF, that's how I run it. You know that, and ask anybody. So that's the reality. But corruption at GFF is a no-go area.
Yes.
If it happens, I'll leave no stone unturned.
Finally, Mr. President, is the question of the Independent Stadium. What relationship is the GFF having with the Independent Stadium management so that we can understand who is responsible for the stadium works or its delay or even having parts in the stadium activities?
You said that a million times. Some of them will not even listen to this. Even if I said it here 100 times, they will not listen to this. They will not listen to the minister, but they just jump and pass. And how do you call it? And just passive. But the fact of the matter is, the Independence Stadium is owned by the Gambia government, and it's been run by the Ministry of Youth and Sports through a management at the Independence Stadium. The Gambia Football Federation is not even a member of the Independence Stadium. There's a board, but the GFF is not even a member of the board.
So you do not have no direct.
Coincidentally, the general manager of the Independence Stadium is a member of GFF Executive Committee.
Yes.
But that's his job. He's paid salary at the stadium, but he's not paid salary at GFF. He's just part of the executive for doing the voluntary job. Except when he travel on GFF duties, house his salary, his allowance. That's all. But GFF has no say in the management and upkeep of the stadium, unless we are consulted on technical grounds to be able to as interface between the stadium, the government, and CAF or FIFA.
Yeah.
That's right. So the current what's going on there is under the whole sole responsibility of the government through the Ministry of Youth and Sports. We also delegated to a technical committee. That's a varied one. Yes, there, GFF is represented there as a member of the committee. But the committee is headed by the minister, the permanent secretary, everybody is there. Ministry of Works and everybody are there. So the funding, budget, the contracts are handled by the committee under the supervision of the government.
Yeah.
The consultant, the workers coming in here, go in and out, have nothing to do with GFF, unless they want some clarification or interface with the CAF, then we can facilitate it. That's all.
Well, Gambia, you have heard from the president of the Gambia Football Federation, touching all the parts of the petition that was sent to the Minister of Youth and Sports through the National Sports Council. He has been my guest on the short notice, Mr. Lamin Kababajo. We want to thank you very much for coming again, and we want to wish you all the best of luck again with these qualification matches in Burundi and Kenya. May we see a positive result that can give hope again to the general public. It's a pleasure having you, sir.
Thank you. It's possible. The boys are very hungry. We can turn the table, and it's possible. So let's pray and hope for the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Gambia, that's all we have for you on 360 SPA Sports Program on THDTV. Like I said, always follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'll be back with another edition next week. Until then, have a peaceful afternoon.